I've been puzzling a bit over how to show what the banjo could do with slow tunes, which is something I never played instrumentally on a banjo, acoustic or electric, although I've sung quite a few slow songs when I was younger. I thought I'd experiment a bit, and I've been trying to see if it could be done with decoration without too much trouble, and it can either be done, it would seem to me, with the right hand sounding or the left hand sounding the notes. If you did sound it with the left hand, clearly you might be able to create a sound with the right to support the tunes, or a blurring tremolo sound, which they did have in classical banjo playing, to kind of support the melody. I'm going to try a bit on the left, but bear in mind this is new to me. I'm going to try and play an old tune and decorate it a bit with the left hand. It could equally be done with the right. The left means it's a bit uneven in its sound quality and it's fairly quiet, but we'll have a go and see what I can do. It's to demonstrate that the banjo might be used for slow music. On the other hand, everybody will say banjos, electric banjos, fully electric banjos, sound like electric guitars, and probably for slow tunes where the fifth string isn't much in evidence, they would do. But that's no loss to the banjo player, because it's quite fun to do slow tunes, and maybe doing them in an ensemble where you suddenly play a break, it would be very nice. Anyway, this is my rather feeble attempt to show what might be done. I'm not very satisfied with the overall sounds from the experiment with slow playing. Maybe this could have been more distinct and consistent if I had used the right hand to sound the notes, or maybe I just needed to practice it a bit. Anyway, one general observation stands, whether I'm using right or left to sound the notes. They're going to sound on a slow tune in some way or some degree similar to electric guitar ones. That wouldn't stop a good banjo player, a better one than me, from having a lot of fun with slow tunes. And I hope if you've got an electric banjo, this would be something you're already perhaps proficient with. Moving on to other things, leaving the left hand playing aside, I want to consider a bit more the claim that was discussed in our banjo hangout forum, that electric banjos like this one are essentially small, round, wooden-bodied electric guitars. A very good UK manual from the 1970s that introduced folk and bluegrass styles alongside orthodox and classical ones commented that all the most characteristic of banjo sounds, and this is the 5-string banjo, require considerable use of the open strings, and of course this particularly meant the 5th string. The same manual noted that playing up and down a string is less characteristic than playing across the strings. So perhaps if an electric banjo player can hang on to the characteristic banjo sounds mentioned here, then maybe there's a chance his or her playing will not seem quite the same as that from an electric guitar. Even particular phrases or sets of notes maybe could convey a banjo feeling. I tend to think this is right. I will try to suggest the argument could hold up with a few examples and also illustrate what might be likely to sound closer to electric guitar sounds. With the slow tunes we've already encountered that, I think. I'll see how I go. I will hope to end up at some point with frailing, which is so characteristic that I think it would really stand out to distinguish this from a guitar. Thank you very much. On this banjo and the some of the notes are easy to make loud or exaggerate. The slides I guess a bigger amplifier anyway would sort the sound out a bit. Chords are pretty easy to do on here. These are just sort of standard major chords, and they can be moved quite fast if you were to practice them. Make the tune out of them. I'm not going to attempt that now. The progression, just the ordinary progressions that are used are what I've been doing here. that's just rolling the chords along. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I think I've demonstrated the most obvious bits of sound, not always very satisfactorily, but bear with me in the fact I haven't played finger picking for so many years and it's proving quite tricky. The instrument is set in one of the two settings with this bottom tuner. If I change it, it sounds slightly different. A little more tinny sounding, I think. Let's turn it back up again. Sound. Okay, that's just trying to make the point that lots of these phrases, even when I've played them a bit rough and ready, they would indicate a banjo, I reckon, to many people, certainly to those who play banjos, even if it sounds a bit like electric guitar. I will proceed in another video, or add to this one, a little bit of coverage of melodic styles, because there the same point doesn't apply, and one might be in the realms of being close to electric guitar. Anyway, again, thanks for listening if you are doing, and imagine if you have an electric banjo, you'll be doing a lot better than I am at the moment. Thank you.